Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just record two videos in one day. They probably won't come out in the same day, but still, I just wanna I have like free time. I got nothing to do, so why not? Today I listened to AM by Arctic Monkeys. I mean, you can watch the video when it come out. But I was really crazy about this album. I found it to be extremely boring. But today I'll be doing Favorite was Nightmare, which is, I mean, a bit more critically acclaimed. And I know one of the tracks from this album, which is Fluorescent Adolescent, and I remember, thinking that it is a pretty solid track. And I will be down to, hear the album overall. Oh, and another thing, which I kind of forgot to do in the last video. I forgot to do like a track, which I actually like. In order to get myself to music listening mode. And I don't really have chosen anything. Whatever happened about these strokes, it just kind of came up in a Spotify radio of AM, and now when I think about it, kind of have like this track stuck in my head, so let's just do this as like a track to get into the music listening mood. Yeah, the strokes. This is a cool band, very like solid indie rock, like much more solid than whatever I heard on this fucking AM album. But well, for Redzi, will just get into Favorite was Nightmare. Okay, we have track number one, which is Brainstorm.
Someone to kiss, someone to kick you. There's nothing that you couldn't slip through. Or at least that's the impression I get. Cause you're smooth and you're wet and she's not aware yet, but she's yours. She'll be calm, collected and commanding. You leave the other story standing. With your renditions and jokes, bet there's hundreds of blokes that have wept cause you've stolen their thunder. Are you fitting us under?
Okay, well, first of all, before we start, before we start talking about this, it is not a brainstorm, which is Brianstorm, which is a pretty funny play on words. But the track sounds like a brainstorm. It's like much more energetic, much more energetic than, whatever we heard in AM. Very fast paced, very, catchy, very interesting. Like also, I really like the structure of this track because there is no chorus, there are only like three verses in the bridge. And throughout the whole time, they have like very prominent. It's again like fast paced, energetic guitar. We have very like fast paced, very interesting like drum patterns. So from what I tried to understand, I guess like this is just like it's a little track about some maybe like even a real person or imaginary person as Brian, just kind of describe him like a very unserious, cool guy, just doing different stuff, kind of being hassle and I mean not necessarily for people around him, but let's uh let's just get to the next track number two, which is Teddy Picker. Okay, here we have another very energetic, very fast-paced track. Also, another thing which I'm noticing, I mean, I noticed before, but like these two tracks sounds like incredibly British. I mean, Arctic Monkeys are, a British indie rock group. Like, like these kinds of, British indie rock is kind of like type of stuff which I really grew to love. Not some stale, boring bullshit that AM was. It's again like we have very, very prominent and energetic guitarists. Also lots of like fast paced, interesting drum patterns. Just like to the last track. Wow, my neighbors fucking suck, you know what I'm saying? So no. So what I want to say, lyric wise, I mean from what like great through of like Red and Genius, it's like interesting and sarcastic critique of I guess like people trying to break, I mean not break, but like make it big, be it in the music industry, be it in the movies industry, be it whatever, which is I don't know, I find to be pretty interesting, pretty funny, and like especially like the chorus talking about how like, people like this are getting bent over. I'm sorry, but cool stuff. Let's just get to track number three, which is wow, an even shorter one. Also, I just wanted to say like these two tracks, they fly by very fast, but lots of things are happening in like the span of beats. Like I mean, let's just say 3 minutes. Like next one is even shorter, just 2 minutes. D is for dangerous. Yeah, or the said the name of the album. Okay, we have now like very solid, very fast-paced indie rock track, and it's again like this one is only 2 minutes, but a lot has been happening in those 2 minutes, which is I mean really cool, especially like compared to all those 4 minutes rock ballad tracks where it felt like nothing was really happening on AM. And the narrative for like favorite was Nightmare. I mean, in this track, for what I read, the lyrics kind of seems to be describing, I guess, like bits like a toxic relationship or just like overall, a lover, which is hard to deal with, which it describes, as favorite was Nightmare. It's again like very clever. What's I it's kind of reminiscent of a lot of, I guess, like British humor from like comedies of 90s and 2000s, if it makes sense. Whatever. Let's just go to. Oh, and so yeah, another thing. I mean, this track, like, it seems to be like somewhat of deep cut, but it's again, like, it still captures, as catchy, as effective as, the previous two tracks. Matter of fact, Brainstorm, I'm gonna give this a like. I really like this track. Yeah, I'll be definitely coming back to it after I'll finish the album. But, let's just continue with the next track, which is Balaclava.
Running off over next door's garden before the hour is done. It's more a question of feeling than it is a question of. Are you pulling her from? That's right. He won't let her out his side. Now the shaggers perform and the daggers are drawn. Who's the crooks in this crime? That's right. He won't let her out his side. That's right. He won't let her out his side. For sorry, sweetheart, I'd much rather keep on the balaclava.
Okay, wow, that's like back to back. It's again like very fun, very enjoyable indie rock tracks. It kind of fits into the shows. I mean, it's kind of fits in that, the Strokes kind of got into like AM radio or whatever. Especially like this album, there's like lots of very prominent the Strokes influence. But I mean, like they're like one of the most like influential indie rock, garage rock acts of this millennium. So no wonder. And now let's check out this. It's again like very fun sound wise and lyric wise. You can in fact it feels like full of this British humor. I really like this analogy comparing like it says here, confidence is a balaclava. I mean, trying to hide whatever like bits of personality you have with the confidence or whatever. And where is it? Like this part in the chorus, now the shag is performing the daggers are drawn, who's the crook in this crime? I mean, I didn't really catch like the things that trying to say. It's like when I click the genius annotation. I mean, especially like number one, it's pretty hilarious comparison. I don't know if it's really what they meant, but it's very like cheeky, very funny. Yeah, so and let's just go to the big hit, Fluorescent Adolescent, which I remember being pretty good. So let's see. Oh yeah, I know this one.
Basco, remember when you used to be around? ever had, the best you ever had is just a memory. And those dreams, when as daft as they seem, as daft as they seem, my love, when you dream them up. Flicking through a little book of sex tips. Remember when the bars were all electric? And now when she's told she's gonna get it, I'm guessing that she'd rather just forget it. Falling about, you took her left off last life lane, just sounding it out, but you're not coming back again. Falling about, you took my hold. Is everything as pretty as the past though? That bloody man is like an Tabasco. Remember when you used to be a rascal?
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool track. I remember it. I don't really remember it being like, as just like unserious lyric wise. It's again like as I said, this is like one of the tracks that just feels, extremely British, feels like lots of British humor. Um, the words used, I mean, like there are also British slang in this, just like in other previous songs in this track, especially with words like slag and daft. And in a way, I guess like a poetic comparison that I could draw to this track. It's kind of like a more naughty and serious version of Someday by the Strokes, which is also kind of like a track about, reminiscing of, good old days or whatever. Like this here just kind of describes it, some old woman which like is really unhappy with her life. There was like lots of emphasis on her sex life, lots of emphasis on how like boys used to be electrical, like yeah, electrical. So it just it just sounds funny. But I won't spend much time. Let's just get to check number 6, which is Only Ones Who Know.
Oh, he was ready to impress, and the fierce excitement, the eyes are bright, he couldn't wait to get away. And I bet that Juliet was just the icing on the cake. And I bet she told a million people that she'd stay in touch. But all the little promises that don't mean much when there's memories to be made. And I hope, well, I'm sure you could have made it that bit better on your own. You're the only ones who know.
Okay, so that was Only Ones Who Know, kind of like a slow ballad type track, which I think works better than, all of the ballads that we've heard on AM. Just like the sound of the track feels very, I mean, interesting, very spacey, doesn't really feel like it's stuck in its time. And I mean, there's not really much to say about the lyrics for this one. It's obviously about like some kind of, I mean, failing, deteriorating relationship, whatsoever. It's not like anything super crazy or funny like on the other tracks. And I'll point something out. Like the way I talk about music, I hear people may tend to think that I dislike slower tracks, dislike, I guess, ballad type stuff, which is not true. I mean, not always true. Like to me, for a ballad to be interesting, I mean, like for a slower track to be interesting, the sound of the track shouldn't be just like some kind of wallpaper. It should be like some very interesting sonic textures, something I hadn't heard before, maybe like some random, I guess, like sound effects. Oh, I mean, like some additional very slow percussion. And I mean, the tone of his voice on this track is not necessarily different from like the other tracks. I mean, like he's screaming, it's like a speaker box type sound, type thing. But it kind of works here. And I mean, like it's again talking about slower tracks. Ambient is literally like one of my most listened to genres of music. So, there's that. But yeah, let's just continue to the check number 7, which is do me a favor.
It's the beginning of the end. The car went up the hill and disappeared around the bend. Ask anyone, they'll tell you that it's these times that it. Do me a favor and break my nose. Do me a favor and tell me to go away. Or do me a favor and stop asking questions. Curiosity becomes a heavy load, too heavy to hold, will force you to be cold. Do me a favor and ask if you need some help. Perhaps fuck off might be too kind.
All right, so I was kind of ready to write this track off as, like, I guess, a low light and very boring track, but it really like picked up by the end because like I didn't really care for the narrative. I mean, talking about, I guess, asking his love to do anything just, I guess, for this relationship to end. At this point, I'm kind of sick of all these tracks not talking about love, relationships, whatever. I mean, sure, like it's a very popular topic, but I would like to hear, like something more interesting, like, was present on Brainstorm, or I guess Fluorescent Adolescent. But I mean, it's still cool, still whatever. And it's again like it started off also like a ballad type track, reminiscent to Only Ones Who Know, but I didn't really care for all the little like sonic elements around the track. But it's again like picked up with the ends, very effective outro. It's cool. It's alright. Now, okay, we have a free track run with like the really like deep cuts. These three are like the least streamed tracks in the album. So I really hoping they, will be like some hidden gems instead of being painfully boring. So let's just continue with track number 8, which is This House is a Circus.
Thing that they want is for the feeling to end. There's a room for a trouble and there's lovers to be had. Those walls are mixing us out, such lovely lads. Scaling the corridors for maidens in the maze. In any anomaly, you slip into familiar ways. And we're forever unfulfilled. And
Okay, now this one is a hidden gem. I don't know why, it is like the third least streamed track on the album. I mean, it's again like it features the same characteristic as tracks like Brainstorm or Teddy Picker. It's again, it's very fun, very fast paced, very I guess you could say raw, British indie rock. I really like, I guess, what it's trying to portray. Portrays like a very chaotic nightlife. I mean, it's not nothing much to say really, but just like a very, very solid. It's again like this jokes inspired indie rock track, which I think should be up there with streams, but whatever. Let's just go to track number 9. Actually, the longest track on the album, which is "If You Were There, Beware."
I don't know what it is that they want, but I haven't got it to give. But she hasn't got it to give.
Okay, so here we have another great deep cut. I know it's up with this album, but like the least streamed tracks so far seem to be like one of the most interesting ones. Like on AM we had like this "Why'd You Only Call Me When You High" track, which completely like boring and interesting with 1.7 billion streams. Like, what's up with that? And here we have like this, really like it's again solid, very amazing indie rock track, like throughout its whole length. I mean, I don't think there's like really a minute wasted. It's very fun. I especially enjoyed the instrumental breaks, one before, I guess like the final, I mean, yeah, the outro, and one after outro, like was incredible. Lyric-wise, from what I understand, I mean, it's talking about, I guess, like people, yeah, like he calls someone, I guess, like a group of people, the serpent soul pinches, which, I mean, as it says here, it's probably referring to paparazzis, I guess other people, trying to get in the way of, I guess, beasts like currents or ex-lovers of uh, this song's protagonist, which is, I mean, a reasonable thing to talk about. So, let's just go to the next track, The Bad Thing, like actually the least streamed track on the album. Let's see if this one will bring something interesting.
Do the bad thing. That's much easier to say. I've been before, and all these capers make us too good for her to ignore. So she's talking, but I'm not entirely sure. And then the first time it occurred that there was something to destroy. I knew.
Okay, and this one, I don't really think it's as good as, the other two deep cuts, but it's still, very solid, very interesting. I didn't really care for its lyrical theme. I guess, like, kind of trying to convince someone to, make a mistake or just like have fun or whatever. I don't think this kind of narrative has aged the best. I mean, sound-wise, it was, I mean, all right. And I mean, yeah, this track is very short, so like it's not really as fleshed out as I guess it could have been. But still, not the worst thing on this album. Let's just continue with track number 11, which is Old Yellow Bricks.
Old yellow bricks loves the risk. Quite a little escapologist. Looks so miffed when you wish. Who wants to sleep in a city that never wakes up? And blinded by nostalgia. Who wants to sleep in a city that never wakes up? She was enraged by the way.
This one feels less like it flew over my head. I mean, it just kind of follows the same patterns like all the other tracks. Nothing is so distinctful. I mean, the only thing that I could point out is like there are lots of Wizard of Oz references on this track, but you know me, I've never watched, I've never read anything related to Wizard of Oz, so I can't really like pick up on what this track is trying to portray. Really, you know, let's uh, let's just go to the final track on this album, 505, which is by far the biggest track on the album, 1.7 billion streams. I don't think I've ever heard this track, so you know, it'll be exciting to see what's it all about.
I'm going back to 505. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive. Not shy of a spark. The knife twists at the thought that I should fall short of the mark. Frightened by the bite, though it's no harsher than the bark. But I crumble completely when you cry. It seems like once again you've had to greet me with goodbye. I'm always just about to go and spoil the surprise. In my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your arms between your thighs and a smile.
Okay, and this was 505. A really great track, I'll be honest. Like at the beginning, I was kind of skeptical for, why it is such a big hit. I mean, like, it started out being really different from all the other stuff which you heard on this album. You know, like very, I guess, like organ-based track with like some additional percussions and like very little bits of guitar playing. But no, it picks up by the end, kind of like sounding like more grandiose than fun, but still like kind of fits in the same, you could say garage rock, post-punk revival, indie rock type stuff. and just like the feeling, the mood of this track, the vibe, like from what comes from the sound, from the lyrics, just like feels, feels good. It kind of feels like the album cover in a way, in a sense that, I can imagine like myself, like driving on, driving a car, or I guess riding on the bus, kind of like in the evening or late at night, be it like, I guess like going home after, um, just like going to like some other place to rest after, I guess like a long day of, be it walk or whatever. Just kind of feels like this track like really feels like a relief. Really feels like, I don't know, kind of like the ending, not just like to this album, like you can, I don't know, like puts in your head like the ending of, a very busy day, if it makes sense. But very cool. Like, yeah, like what I was talking about, lyric wise. Even the Genius page doesn't know what does 505 mean, but still, it's really like great closing. Matter of fact, I will do this. Look, I'll definitely be returning to this one as well. And I'll probably like more tracks because it's again like I will slowly transition to review of the whole album. Honestly, very solid album. Very like solid, I guess you could say indie rock, garage rock, strokes inspired album. And lots of fun tracks. The deep cuts were, pretty cool. The main like hits were also really good. Do I like these two tracks only ones who know and do me a favor, which were probably my least favorite ones. But still, I think they're, bring like something to the album. They're not like inherently bad, so inherently like boring tracks, unlike AM. And so it's again like honestly I'm kind of like surprised how good this is. It's not like amazing or anything, but still like I really grew to appreciate this kind of sounds, and this feels like one of the best examples of a very highly appealing, yet again like indie rock post-punk revival type music. If I were to give it a score, I'll probably give it like a solid 7, which is so far it is the highest score that I've given. But I'm planning to do like more albums, which I think like as I said, I'm planning to do more albums of like critical acclaim, and I can really feel it. Like I have a lot more stuff to say about like actively good or actively bad music than just like passively boring. And yeah, this is pretty much it. This was a great discovery for me, a very solid album. I enjoyed it a lot. This was like one of the most fun videos I've did, especially like after the Tactic Monkeys video. I mean, especially like after that AM video. So yeah, this was pretty much it. See you in the next one.